Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapchat here. So this week is all about the Carrack, however, I'm taking a slight detour today. I wanted to share with the newest of Star Citizens the two missions I think are the easiest and best moneymakers. It's how I earned my way to buying a prospector in-game so I can move on to mining Quantanium in the belt. This video assumes you just started playing probably in the last week or two and have managed to run several box delivery missions. You'll need to have pretty much mastered landings and takeoffs and fairly simple ship maneuvers to complete the missions I'll be talking about. Before we get too far into this episode, if you haven't already signed up to play Star Citizen, make sure to use my referral code listed in the description. It'll get you an additional 5,000 credits when you create your account, and the channel will get some credits towards some swag. Also, if you're looking for a great Star Citizen organization to join, you should check out Star Citizen Friends and Mentoring. I joined their Discord, and they've really helped me learn and improve my gameplay. The link to the Discord is in the description. Alright, let's get started. Two missions I'm looking at that I think are best for the newest of Star Citizens are called UDM Package Pickup, which is a delivery mission, and Illegal Monitors Detected, a mercenary mission, both of which are available up around Microtech and can be accomplished with an Avenger Titan or better. First, let's talk about Illegal Monitors Detected. This requires very minor space combat abilities, as you can see in my demo going on in the background. You'll earn 20,000 credits if you complete it, and it is how I grinded my way to a prospector. There are two really good reasons to run this mission. One, it only takes 10 minutes or less to run, and two, you can stack them. The gist of the mission is that there are 3 monitors around 10 km from a nearby comm array that are legally scooping up data. Our job is to locate the 3 monitors and destroy them before they can transmit their data. As soon as you destroy the first one, you have 5 minutes to destroy the remaining 2 monitors, or you fail the mission. To make things a little more difficult though, while you are destroying these monitors, hostiles start showing up and will lob missiles at your ship as well as shoot at you. Sometimes they show up right away and sometimes they don't show up at all. While this sounds really bad, they're more a nuisance most of the time. My suggestion is don't engage them, just complete the mission and move on. Some folks will say engage them once you've dealt with the monitors, as you can get some credits for that by also selecting the Call to Arms mission when taking the illegal monitor mission. My thought process is that you need to live another day, and there are probably several other missions you've stacked, and you don't want to be flying into the next one with a damaged ship. If you look at your available mercenary missions while in orbit or on Microtech, you'll see several illegal monitor missions available. I'd accept offers on 3 of them, and it doesn't matter which ones, just grab them as quickly as possible, as other players are vying for the same contracts as well. Now I'll quantum over to the first one. The comm arrays are an open space in orbit above the moons and above Microtech. After you come out of quantum, turn off the quantum drive and start flying towards the comm array in front of you. Your ship should be considered a friendly, but I've had the array accidentally lob a missile at me on occasion, so be prepared to kick out a decoy and do a janky maneuver. As you're approaching the array, press the tab key every second or so to scan the immediate area. You should find at least one monitor that way. Once you see a monitor show up while scanning, fly towards it until a HUD marker appears around it. It'll say monitor and give you the distance. At that point you can veer off and start scanning for the next monitor. The objective right now is to locate all 3 monitors. There's an indicator at the top of your HUD letting you know how many you found. In this version of Star Citizen, there is a bug with this mission which makes me very sad. Occasionally, the third monitor is located several hundred kilometers away. So after flying around the array, if you can only locate 2 monitors, the mission is bugged, and it's time to move on to the next mission. If for whatever reason you can't complete one of the missions, do not untrack it, or especially abandon it, until you have quantumed away from the comm array. If your ship is within 10 to 20 kilometers of the array, it will consider you a hostile and start firing missiles. So once you have located all 3 monitors, position your ship in the perfect firing angle, which looks like this. Until you start shooting, you have all the time in the world to make the first kill the most efficient. The weakest part of the monitor is this thin section in the middle that the 2 paddles connect to. Otherwise, monitors are fairly heavily armored. As soon as the first one is destroyed, move to the next one as quickly as you can. The one thing that killed me while running these missions was the fact that the monitors themselves are stationary. In other words, not moving, and you are. Usually pretty fast. Often enough, I'd feel the need for speed because I could see hostiles out my window, and that just added to my sense of pressure, which in reality usually wasn't the case. I'd line up with the monitor and start shooting at it, assuming I would pull off at the last minute. More times than not, I slammed right into the monitor. Over time, and with practice, I learned some self-taught techniques that helped. To start, use your speed brake as you approach. If you're not being shot at, I'd even come to a complete stop and keep firing until either the monitor goes boom or someone does shoot at you. A hostile will fire a missile at you at some point. No worries, I've never actually been hit by one of the missiles running these missions. All you have to do is make sure you're moving, press the J key once, change direction, and maybe even do a barrel roll. It's really easy peasy. As far as what types of ships can deal with this mission, I think anything from the Avenger Titan on can deal with monitors pretty easily. The Pisces starter pack runs with 4 size 1 guns, and the Aurora MR starter pack has 2 size 1 guns. I wouldn't run this mission with those 2 ships, but that's just me. Even with my Avenger Titan, I made some upgrades too for completing space combat missions. Depending on how many box missions you're willing to run will dictate what you can do with your ship in terms of component upgrades. My Avenger Titan has 1 size 4 and 2 size 3 laser repeaters. I also upgraded the shields, coolers, quantum drive, and power plant to grade A military specs. Total cost in upgrades is around 23 box delivery missions. You could only upgrade the weapons for 8 3-box delivery missions though, so that's something to consider. You should avoid using ballistic guns as you'll need to stop between missions and reload. I would stick with laser repeaters if I could. So with a properly kitted out ship and a little practice, you can complete these missions in less than 10 minutes. With travel time between missions, you could complete 5 an hour for 100,000 credits, which for new players is a lot of coin. It took me about 3 weeks of grinding these missions to buy a prospector in-game. Not that this mission was all I did, but I definitely made time to run 5 every day. The next mission we'll look at is the UDM package pickup mission, where you go visit a friendly bunker and pick up 3 boxes and then deliver all 3 boxes to another location. Doing this one simple delivery will net you 45,000 credits. Okay, it's not quite that simple. First, while the bunker is friendly and full of guards, there may or may not be hostiles in the bunker as well. You have the option of waiting out the fight in the hopes the guards will win the day, or you can, very carefully, go looking for your boxes. I recommend bringing a gun. I like the P4 if you're a beginner, as you can buy them over at Center Mass, and it accepts all kinds of attachments. I throw in a scope, usually a 3x or less, except in this case since I ran out and ended up with a 4x, and a suppressor to reduce the noise firing a P4 makes. And of course, bring 2 or 3 magazines. For armor, I usually just bring the medium torso armor and add a backpack. First aid wise, I always add 2 med pens to my leg. And that's pretty much all I bring. Sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. Once you arrive at the bunker, you'll be looking for these boxes. There are around 6 of them scattered around the bunker, but we only want 3 of them. They are located on pallets and are not strapped down. So if you see one of these boxes with a strap, even just lying across the top, you won't be able to access it. To tell them apart after you pick one up, drop it on the floor and look at it. If you see a HUD marker on it and an ID, that's one of the ones we want, in which case, pick it up and run it back to the elevator. Then run back looking for another box. If you decide to participate in the ensuing carnage, make sure to check your targets. If you kill a guard, you'll be spending time in prison, fail the mission, and generally have a miserable time of it. Guards in Stanton all have a white triangle HUD marker floating above their head, unless they don't. I've seen lots of instances where only 80% of the guards had the triangles over their heads. So until you're more adept at identifying the good guys, do bunker missions up around Microtech. All the guards look like stormtroopers, so they're very easy to recognize. Also, the hostiles are generally wearing dark clothes or armor, and have a splash of purple. The purple is a dead giveaway. There are also NPCs milling about, basically bunker workers, wearing grayish outfits and white hard hats. Killing them can cost you 2. Once the fight looks to be about over, this is a great chance for you to take home a nice shiny new gun. You can either add them to your collection back home, or sell them at the terminal over at Center Mass. There should be guns lying around everywhere in the bunker. You can carry up to 3 guns at a time back to your ship. If you bring a backpack like I did, you can open up red loot boxes and transfer the small stuff like the ammo and scopes. If there's some guns you'd like, take them too. I wouldn't take too long if you were planning on doing some looting. I've had bunker missions reset on me while gathering gear, and hostiles began respawning. So once you have the boxes on the elevator and finished any looting, get the boxes into the Avenger Titan and head on over to the drop-off point. The hard work's over really, now it's just a simple delivery mission with the boxes. Once you complete the drop-off, you'll be 45,000 credits richer, plus whatever you manage to loot from the bunker. In my case, I found my favorite AO3 sniper rifle, so I'm good. As far as ships go, you can really use anything that can carry 3 boxes. The ability to carry inventory is a plus if you plan on doing some looting, which I wholeheartedly support. There are my 2 favorite missions for making money for noobs. I'm sure there are other missions that would do well. These 2 just happen to be my go-tos for when I'm low on cash. In fact, let everyone know in the comments what missions you found profitable and had a low barrier of entry like these 2. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, please smash that like button and subscribe to see more content like this pop up in your YouTube feed. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Scrapchat out.